being the co-host of the show. He's also written for McSweeney's, Breitbart, Barstool Sports. Guys, give it up right now for Ryan Ciecwisz!
That's not true. I've never been in McSweeney's. No, those right-wing publications are not true. How are we feeling, everybody? I've had a little question on my mind ever since I walked in this room. Do we have any fans of Hanky Panky in this audience? Any I love you heads out there? If you like hugging, make some noise. Oh, not bad. Now, if you like kissing, I want to hear you. All right. So if you applauded for either one of those, I am going to invite you to step out for the duration of my set. Okay, no more raunchy bull crap from here on out. I'm an athlete. I keep my body and my mind pure. I used to play baseball in high school, but I had to stop. And this is true because I was hitting too many home runs, and all the congratulatory spanks were smoothing my ass out like sea glass. Now I've got a keister that looks like the floors at Costco. You can run your damn Heelys over this thing. I do 55 jumping jacks a day. My downstairs neighbor despises me, but what's he gonna do? Kick the ass of the guy who can do 55 jumping jacks? Buddy, I'm not stopping until my ex comes back. And joke's on you, cause she's never My ex, she used to have one of these hydro flasks. Do we know what these are? Boutique water bottle, yeah. I call them overpriced canteens. But she would keep it by the side of the bed. And the only problem was the damn thing looked identical to my bedpan. I had a very fancy bedpan. The only discernible difference was a hydro flask has a logo of a little man that looks like this. And my bedpan has a logo of a little man that looks like this. So one night I wake up, I'm so dried out and dehydrated, I reach down, maybe you see where I'm going with this, and I take a big swig, I'm spitting it out, I'm coughing. It turns out I had accidentally taken a drink from my girl's water bottle. I was like, babe, who watered down this piss? This piss was pungent when I last saw it. I hadn't been that worked up since she put the thing through the dishwasher. It's like a cast iron skillet. You gotta preserve the seasoning. Been a hell of a week, though. The concubines that comprise my harem are refusing to work after 5 p.m. unless I pay them overtime. So now if I want to have an orgy, it's gonna be a matinee. Which is one of my least favorite times for group sex. It's like a horror movie, it's more fun at nighttime. But I have to do as they ask because I let the concubine salesman talk me into filling my harem with genetically altered super soldiers. And you know what they say, hell hath no fury like a dozen 8-foot-tall women dressed exactly like Master Chief. Microdosing the POW experience. Do you have any fans of microdosing in here? Anybody microdose? Yeah? You do? Oh, little baby can't handle a full dose, huh? Ooh, little baby needs a itty bitty tiny mushroom. No, I'm just kidding. I actually microdose too. My drug of choice, Grandma's love. I'm keeping those phone calls very brief. She's like, the nurses in my retirement home are stealing from my purse. I'm like, haha, love you too, Grandma, bye-bye. My mental health has never been better. They say that desire is the cause of suffering, and I think that's true to a certain extent. But how am I supposed to be satisfied living in a world where there are only 3 Meet the Parents movies? What sane mind could be contented with a conclusion to the trilogy as lackluster as Little Fockers was? Fortunately, my script for a fourth Fokker feature would set the franchise back on track. Would you like to hear it? Yeah! Alright, so this would return the series to its rom-com roots. So Ben Stiller and his wife have decided to merge souls. But first he'll have to convince father-in-law Robert De Niro that Fokker blood is worthy of the sacrificial blade that will destroy his body and allow his consciousness to fuse with his beloveds. We've met the parents, we've met the other parents. Now let's meet the next phase of human evolution, huh? Universal loves the script, but they wanted me to take out some of the POV sex scenes I had written for Ben Stiller, even though they're integral to his character. I was like, what's next? You want me to take out the scene where Robert De Niro says every slur? They're like, no, that's actually pretty good. In fact, De Niro wants you to add a few scenes like that. They say desire is the cause of suffering. Well, they also say, don't eat magnets, Ryan. They won't get you high. But that didn't stop me from eating a big handful of them before I got on this stage. And they should be kicking in any minute. No! Oh, that's silly. I think that sexting sucks. Feels like something a grown adult shouldn't be doing, but on the other hand, neither should a child. What's this for? That being said, I think it's always exciting to receive a sext. It's nice to have written documentation that someone, somewhere was once attracted to you. I'm standing in court. The judge is like, Ryan Ciecwisz, you stand accused of being busted and fugly. I'm like, Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I'd like to submit these text messages as evidence to the contrary, which indicate a clear and present interest in riding my mustache like an automobile. No one's ever said that to me, and they never will, but that's beside the point. When I'm composing a sext, my main goal is to manage expectations. She's like, you gonna make me ooze, big boy? I'm like, I can certainly try. After all, hustle beats talent when talent don't hustle. Once a girl I was seeing was trying to sext me, and she was sending all the usual signs, you know. She was like, hey, my engine's pretty revved up over here. You want to send me a few texts while I blast this thing with a handheld jackhammer that doubles my electricity bill? That sounded pretty good to me, but I was indisposed at the time. So I wrote back what I now consider to be the least sexy message of all time. I said, hey, I would love to sext you. I just gotta finish watching this conservative-leaning crime thriller first. You could not dry up a woman's vagina faster if you were trying to turn it into astronaut food. I should have just said crime thriller, or movie, really. Generally speaking, when you're sexting, it's good practice to reference neither Vince Vaughn nor Mel Gibson. But the reason I was watching it was because sometimes it's fun to disagree with a movie, and I don't think bad politics necessarily means bad film. But maybe a sext isn't the right place to get into the nuances of depiction versus endorsement, you know? She's displeased with my sexual performance. I'm like, babe, that's a character I'm playing. He busts early. He's an anti-hero.